Rick has had the biggest positive impact on me throughout high school. Rick's influence has prepared me for various aspects of the real world by teaching me to travel through life with strength, grace, positivity, and a sense of caring for others. He taught me that you cannot push problems aside, you need to face them head on and be upfront about your thoughts and feelings while still being respectful and empathetic to those involved, and that lesson is the one that has impacted my life the most in school and out.
Hey, this is Rick, and I deal with a lot of students here at Sanborn, being the school resource officer, and I'll take one student, and that'll be Jasmine. I've known Jasmine for a while now. I had her in driver's ed, and she has definitely changed. She's matured. She's one of the top students here. Let me tell you something. She chases and will head on adversity and will take care of the problem. She doesn't cause the problem, but she will not take a back seat, and she will help other people. She would give the shirt off her back to help anybody else. So this is one kid I see going places in this world in her career, and kudos to her, because it takes a lot as a young person to be able to face things head on. So good luck, Jasmine.
Mr. Kelly has greatly influenced my career goals by introducing me to welding. His technical skills and positive attitude are things that I admire greatly. His advice has guided me many times during my years at Sanborn.
My name is Jack Kelly. I'm here to introduce Jesse Auger. One of the great things about Sanborn is that a humble shop teacher, well, maybe not so humble, can be honored by a student with an invitation to this ceremony where we honor our best and brightest. Jesse's one of my favorite students ever. Talented, bright, hardworking. Jesse is a positive influence in many different areas of our school. Jesse thinks before he speaks, which is a rare quality and one to be encouraged. I first met Jesse as a sophomore, and I've had him both in welding and woodshop classes. Jesse's attention to detail and thoughtful approach impressed me right away. One of our introductory projects was a bandsaw box. Jesse made his in a fish shape. The detail was extraordinary. I hope you can see it in this picture. I like architectural salvage and repurposing items. Jesse sees things the same way. It didn't surprise me to learn that Jesse's dad, John, is a carpenter. Most kids aren't interested in salvage lumber. They want new material. For a shelf we made, Jesse brought in some rough lumber, oak from pallets he salvaged. The shelf came out great. If you look carefully, you can see some hand-forged iron hooks he made in welding class. Jesse also wants to enlist in the Army after high school. Jesse played soccer for 4 years here at Sanborn, as well as track and baseball. He's involved with class of 2018 activities. As a matter of fact, the only time I've ever been upset with Jesse was during his sophomore year in Name That Tune competition, when he single-handedly led the sophomores to victory over the heavily favored seniors. Jesse was shouting out the answers about as fast as Doc Young queued up the songs. And Jesse's very involved in volunteering at the Austin 17 House. I'm particularly proud of a project he built with Mr. Duffy in woodworking this year. As a matter of fact, I'm so proud, I even got in a picture with him, though Jesse did all the work. Finally, do we have any Parks and Recreation fans here? Well, the star of the show, Nick Offerman, is a woodworker of some renown. He runs his own woodworking studio in LA and produces some great stuff. I don't know, maybe it's me, but there's something about Jesse that always reminds me of Mr. Offerman.
Ms. Petruzzi really helped me to understand chemistry when I was struggling during my junior year. She took her time to help me even though she wasn't my teacher. This year, I'm happy that I have her as my anatomy teacher because she's really sparked my interest in the subject of science and is still there to help me whenever I need her.
Sierra appreciates the beauty of animals and nature. She has been known to wake up early to catch the sunrise at the beach. She is a compassionate individual, and this is what drives her future goals. Sierra has a quiet presence in the classroom, but is a ray of sunshine in smaller settings. Her love of animals and sadness at their suffering drives her future goals to become a wildlife rehabilitation specialist. Sierra had initial plans of being a vet, but the monotony of that routine does not appeal to her inner adventurous nature. Sierra wants to be able to travel and learn new things about different animals that she may not see in the domestic practice. Good luck, Sierra.
He's been a fantastic track coach and role model for me for the past 4 years. He helped to shape me into the person I am today.
Kashif is one of the most dedicated and hardest working kids that I've had the privilege of coaching in my 10 years here at Sanborn. He's come a long way since the days freshman year when he ran cross country and didn't take things all too seriously and often showed up with his pockets full of candy after having raided the vending machines over at K-Hop. But he's turned himself into a real leader. He's a kid that his teammates go to when they have questions or just need help with anything, track related or otherwise. And he's worked himself into being one of the top athletes in the state of New Hampshire. I'm not surprised that UMass Lowell recruited him, and he'll run there on scholarship next year. Kashif, I just want to wish you the best of luck. Congratulations.
Miss Petratus was not only one of my favorite teachers to have in high school, but one of the best too because she made her class a fun learning environment. Walking into her room always gave me a homey feel and was a relaxing place to be. I had the pleasure of being her student in both sophomore English and junior English honors. I learned so much from her, and she made me actually like reading, during her class at least.
So I first met Abby Brennan as a sophomore, and when she first came into my class, she seemed very shy, uncertain of herself, a little hesitant, and throughout that year, I saw her grow immensely. So much to the point that I actually recommended her for junior honors English class, and she was, I think, pretty surprised about that. So entering that year, she started off by asking a lot of questions. And every time she asked a question, she would always apologize to me and just say, I'm sorry, I have another question. And I always reassured her, that's good. I love when people ask questions. More people should ask questions. So that was something that I think she realized, oh, this is all right. It's a good thing. It's a strength of mine. Throughout the year in her junior experience in my class, she really started to grow as a writer, but also just as a critical thinker. And her confidence really started to build, and I could see that throughout the year. By the end of her junior year, she seemed sure of herself, much more confident. She seemed to really know herself a lot more. And then in her senior year, I've still had the pleasure of seeing her all the time during FLT. She'll come in. She's not my student this year, but I'm more of her mentor. And she is a completely different person and still maintains the respectful, polite attitude that she always had. She is very certain of herself. She knows it's okay to ask questions. She knows it's okay to be afraid of things, which I think says a lot for a teenager. And she has the capability, and she knows she has the capability to navigate through problems that arise in her life. So I've seen a significant amount of growth in her, and I know that she'll be very successful after Sanborn.
Miss Lang was always there to give me guidance, whether it was to benefit my academics, school activities, or just to give me advice. She has greatly impacted my decision-making and objective to succeed. Miss Lang has truly been a role model throughout my time here at Sanborn.
Hi Caitlin, I can't believe it's been 4 years since I first met you as a freshman in my wellness class. If you remember, our wellness class was such a fun, diverse group that was always so bubbly, and there was never a dull moment first thing in the morning at 7:20. Since we're both morning people, what a way to start our day. During your freshman year, I really had the opportunity to spend time getting to know you on a personal level. I knew right away that you were trustworthy, selfless, a person who showed their true grit. If you remember grit, freshman year. I also knew you would not hesitate to speak your mind and choose your battles. It is very rare to see this in a person at this young age. Throughout your high school years, I feel we built a stronger personal relationship because you always made an effort to check in to update me on your frequent adventures. You are one of those rare student athletes who had to put all your time and efforts to be a scholar and an athlete. Your perseverance and determination are what has made you the person you are today. I am humbled and honored that you chose me to speak to you about you tonight. I would truly miss seeing you and having our check-ins throughout the year. But I know it is time for you to move on and begin a new chapter in your life. Caitlin, I wish you the very best in your future endeavors. I also want you to always remember to stay true to yourself. Thank you.
On top of being my freshman global studies teacher, Mr. Ray has also been my teacher for modern media for 2 years and also was my coach when I filmed 3 years of girls basketball. Through his teaching, he helped me discover my passion and soon-to-be career path for digital media, and I thank him greatly for all that he has done for me.
It's a pleasure to talk about Kelsey Bunker tonight. She is a very special person. She's someone that I've known for the last 4 years, started off in our modern media class and worked her way through to modern media 2 and then was a manager on our basketball team. The thing I love about Kelsey is that she is such a hard worker and she's so dedicated. I mean, it takes someone really special to be able to, make the commitment that she did to our basketball program and also being able to come to our games and film. It's a very unglorious position, but it's a position that she took pride in, and it's a position that we needed. It's extremely helpful as a coach. And she always does the unassuming work. She's always willing to put in the effort because she knows that it'll help other people. She's an extremely caring person. The way that she conducted herself in the videos that she chose for modern media, they were always about people that she felt needed the recognition. She made an amazing video about Kevin Pillsbury, a guy that volunteers his time to help out. These are the type of stories that Kelsey likes to bring to light because I think herself, she doesn't truly understand it, but she has done so much for the San Marin community without even realizing, because she doesn't look for the effort. She doesn't look for the credit. She is just doing what she feels is helpful and what's best. And she's just such a great kid. And I'm going to really miss having her next year. She's going to be hard to fill that position. But I know she's going to go on and do great things because she's just so unassuming, so hardworking, so compassionate. And I wish her nothing but luck.
His dedication and consistency with his work has driven me to do my best. He's taught me many values that have not only helped me through school, but given me a work ethic that's irreplaceable.
Good morning. My name is Marty Sullivan. I'm Ryan Chassey's uncle. I'm fortunate to be a part of Ryan's life. I've watched him grow up to be the fine young man and gentleman that he is today. What's impressed me most about Ryan is his concern for others. It's worked out well. I've been involved in soapbox derby for over 50 years. Very few times do you have people come along like Ryan, and I'm impressed. I've taught Ryan how to be a competitive racer, and I always thought soapbox derby was just about building a car, being competitive, but it's the sportsmanship that you have. It's the friendship that you develop through the years, and being able to pass that knowledge on to others. Well, Ryan does that and does that well. He's taught others how to build a competitive racer. Very often I've had parents of those people that he's assisted and come up and say, wow, he's quite a gentleman. I just wish my kids could be like that. Well, that's Ryan. That's the way he is. He's a great guy. He wants to help other people improve themselves. And I'm not concerned about him at all. Whatever he decides to do, wherever he decides to go, I know he's going to be successful. And whatever business he goes into, or wherever his employer is, or whoever he's employed with, they've got an asset. He's going to be an asset to the company. I don't believe anybody's going to have a problem. He's going to be successful no matter what he does.
Mr. Kinsley is someone I can always count on to brighten my day, whether with a silly joke or help on an important project. He supported me in every endeavor since I first had him as a teacher my sophomore year, and even though I'm not technically his student anymore, he always does everything he can to help me succeed.
Good evening. It's a great honor and also a pleasure for me to be here speaking about one of my most remarkable students ever, Michelle Collette. Michelle is a great student. She always comes to class ready to learn, with an open mind, and that great curiosity of hers that really sets her apart. I first met her on her sophomore year when she joined my Spanish 2 class, and since day first I was really impressed by her inquisitive mind and her curiosity. She keeps asking questions, very intelligent questions about grammar or about cultural topics. And she was willing to stay after school for extra explanations and things. So I think I ended explaining everything from Spanish 1, 2, 3, 4, and probably some AP 2. That's how Michelle is. She always wants to know more. She wants to learn as much as she can. She's not afraid to leave her comfort zone and challenge herself, going through unexplored territories, I would say, and to learn as much as she can. She is truly one of the best students I ever had. And she's also a great, great person. She's a very good person, and I'm really, really happy that I had a chance to be part of her life for these few years in Sambo. Michelle, you are awesome. Please never change. Stay exactly as you are. Thank you.
That's my coach. Scott has done a lot for me. He has showed me what hard work and dedication can do to make me better at what I do. I learned a lot from Scott with running and training that also became a part of my school career. He inspired me to be a better at running, school, and more.
I've been lucky enough to work with Chris over the past few years after we kind of stole him away from the golf team to come run cross country and track with us. Sorry, Mr. Adams. But Chris is an awesome kid. He's a born leader. He leads vocally at practice and at our track meets, and also just leads by example. The example he sets at practice, he just sets the tone for each of our workouts and makes everyone else around him work harder and improve. So he's just the type of kid that you go to if you have something that you need to get done. You ask Chris and you know that it's going to get done and done well. He was also a major part of our team this fall that I would consider one of my proudest coaching moments thus far. He was a captain, one of the captains on the team that qualified for the New Hampshire Media Champions for the first time in Sanborn history. And I'm convinced that without his leadership that the team would never have gotten there. So Chris, I want to thank you for that. Congratulations. I want to wish you the best of luck, and I can't wait to hear about all the great things you're going to do and the accomplishments that you have up at the University of New England. Take care.
She's always a really positive impact on my life and schoolwork. She taught me new ways to look at things like artwork and showed me there are multiple ways to do everything, which helped me to always keep trying until I liked the results. Her door was always open for me to learn or get things done.
Hello everyone. I'm so very pleased and honored to speak on behalf of Amy Eco. Amy is fierce, clever, sassy, determined, and creative. She has a strong spirit that guides her through her work in and out of school. In the 3 years that I worked with Amy, she held herself to incredibly high standards and often met or exceeded them. She's one of the most talented and hardworking ceramic students that I had had in 16 years. Her attention to detail, follow through, and patience is admirable and inspiring. When I left Sanborn, I found a piece that Amy had left behind because it wasn't quite up to her standards. So I took it. And I treasure it, and it now has a prominent place in my house next to other ceramic pieces by former students and colleagues. Recognize that, Amy? My hope for you, Amy, is that you find ways to keep ceramics and art a part of your life. But even more so, that the life lessons you learned and that we discuss in the art room stay with you and help you guide your future decisions. You're a force to be reckoned with, and how you use that power speaks to your character. Best of luck to you and everyone in the class of 2018.
Doc Young, over the past 2 years that I have had him in class, has taught me more than just physics, AP calculus, and various math concepts. Doc has been there for me to help me and takes extra time after school and during FLT to chat with me and help me learn. Doc has been a positive influence on my life because of what I have learned from his teaching and the experiences I have had in his class, which have helped me become a better person.
Hey, it's me again. I'm Tim Young. I'm a math and science teacher here at Sanborn, and I'm talking about Nick Frost. So I've known Nick, he's affectionately known as Frosty, for about 2.5 years now. I sort of met him when he had Mr. A's class on the other side of the wall. And, I can say that Nick is taller now, Mr. A is not. Nick has a goal, and he is working towards it. He is out working on the fields, he's in the classrooms and the science labs, and sometimes he's in the dairy aisle. I wonder if I've ever run over Nick with my shopping cart. I probably have. I've run over Nick enough times with tough physics and even more tough, crazy hard AP calculus problems. He smiles, occasionally he grimaces, then he gets back to work. It's been awesome seeing Nick prepare for his future and being such a nice young gentleman whenever he interacts with me or anybody else. I hope to see that in the future, Admiral Frost is driving a battleship or an aircraft carrier back into the naval shipyards over in Portsmouth.
From a young age, physical therapy has always piqued my interest. Ms. Petruzzi created an extended learning opportunity during her free period to expand my knowledge in this field. I really appreciate all the guidance she has given me throughout the past years, whether it be related to school, my future, or personal encounters.
Marissa loves being artistically creative and loves the science behind that creativity. Very few teenagers pause to note the beauty and musculoskeletal illustrations of dance poses. But Marissa is the exception, and she appreciates the remarkableness of the human body. Our conversations involve how amazing the joints are to allow for the movements that allow her to express herself. Marissa has a very full dance card, but always seems to make time for both academics and her friends. Marissa is very involved in her school community and the dance community. Marissa is one of those strong, silent leaders. She knows the value of a positive attitude, is always willing to help, and has the confidence to succeed. Marissa has devoted 14 years to dance and considers her studio as a second home or family. She has worked as an assistant dance instructor where she enjoys inspiring children with her passion for dance. Marissa would love to further her education by specializing in physical therapy for dancers, and I know she'll do a world of good. Good luck, Marissa.
Miss Bradley has been the most influential math teachers I've had in my high school career. She always pushed me to succeed in all my assignments and gave me great advice for becoming a teacher in the future.
I feel honored to speak about Caroline. I've loved having her in pre-calc this year. She always works hard, she always participates, and she really takes an interest in whatever we're learning. I know that Caroline is a hard worker outside of class as well. She has an internship at Memorial School in Newton this year, and I got to see her internship presentation this winter. It was really clear that she loves working with kids and that she really cares about them. Caroline is a very kind and compassionate person, which I think makes her a perfect fit for a career in education. I'm going to miss Caroline next year, but I know she'll do great at Keene State. I think it's awesome that she's pursuing a degree in education there. I know that Caroline has a bright future ahead of her, and I wish her all the best.
Miss Kelly is a once-in-a-lifetime sort of instructor, dedicated to both teaching and inspiring her students to pursue careers in the vast field of biotechnology. She has opened so many doors for me academically and professionally, and I'm sure I speak for all of her students when I say I am so grateful to have been taught by her.
Hi everyone, my name is Carolyn Kelly and I'm the biotechnology teacher at the Seacoast School of Technology. I was so surprised and honored to hear that Allie Gannon asked me to join her tonight on this special occasion. Thank you, Allie, for including me in this honors banquet. It is my privilege to be here and to be able to tell everyone in this room a little bit about you. So, hold on a second. Let me get my sunglasses. There we go. Allie's in the room, and when she's around, there's so much sunshine and brightness. But now I can't see you. Hold on. There we go. So what strikes me most about Allie is that in her world, everything is sunny. She has such a positive personality, and she's cheerful, and people are drawn to her. She has this magic that makes others feel special, valuable, and happy. In addition to her honest personal traits, she has some significant accomplishments. As I've known her in an academic setting, I can speak specifically to those. So Allie is one of the top students in her current graduating class at SST, and definitely one of the top students in the biotechnology program. She approaches every day in the classroom and the lab as an opportunity to advance her knowledge and build her skills. She was one of the brave students who elected to participate in a research internship during the summer of her junior year. Not only was she willing to give up her summer to learn, she entered into one of the most challenging internships out there, and I couldn't have been prouder. She conducted research at the University of New Hampshire under the direction of Dr. Varga. She also worked at the University Instrumentation Center. While there, she evaluated antifreeze proteins using nuclear magnetic resonance imagery, or NMR. No high school student has ever learned how to use or evaluate NMR imagery. This just shows you how capable and talented Allie is. Thank you, Allie, for choosing to be in my biotech classes. I have no question that you will be successful. You will be a scientist, and this will be due entirely to your smarts, your motivation, and your self-generated sunshine.
Although I only did cheer for 1 year, Kayla helped me grow as a person. She showed me that with hard work and determination, I can reach any goal that I may have.
I'd like to start off by congratulating Megan on all her accomplishments throughout her journey here at Sanborn, and thanks for including me in this celebration tonight. Also a thanks to Mr. and Mrs. Hamill for letting Megan join our cheer family this year. There's a lot of time and dedication that goes into doing a high school sport, maintaining high grades, as well as maintaining a job. And we thank you for your commitment to your studies, Sanborn, and the athletic program. When Megan came to us, she was very quiet and shy and unknowing of all her abilities. In the fall, we encouraged her to work hard to reach her full potential. We are thankful to have her sister Amanda on the team, which made the process of getting to know Megan a little bit easier as she was a senior doing a sport for the very first time. Megan had amazing jumps and dancing skills. She based, she flew, and she gained as much tumbling as she could in the year she was with us. We always told her that we wish she started off freshman year with us. Meg blossomed into one of our hardest working athletes. In the winter season, she was moved into a much needed position, and she rocked it. There was no stopping her. She became one of our quickest learning talents we have ever coached. Megan, it has been a pleasure getting to know you this past year. And it's obvious from your hard work on and off the mat that your future goals are inevitable. Be confident in your next journey and always believe in yourself. Thanks, Meg, for being part of our cheer family and making our program stronger through your hard work and dedication this year. We are so proud of you, and we can't wait to see what happens for you in your future.
Doc Young has made math engaging and fun with his personal experiences in the engineering field. His cringeworthy humor never fails to make me laugh.
Hi, I'm Tim Young. I'm a math and science teacher here at Sanborn, and I am talking about Max Hayden right now. So, in AP Calculus class, we learn a lot about maximum and minimum problems. Well, I've already met the maximum max. I've known Max since 10th grade. He's been now in my physics and AP calculus class. Max is very attentive. He really knows what's going on in class. Other students will ask him about the problems they're working on. Heck, I even have to ask Max about stuff like, what did we do? Where are we at? Max doesn't really suck all the oxygen out of a room, but he doesn't hide in the woodwork either. He's on task, he's on target. He's someone, like I said, I can be like, Max, where are we at? And he knows what's going on. I hear that Max's target is business school. I wish him tons of luck, but he doesn't need my luck. Max has what he needs to succeed. And he always has a big bag of candy around. What he really needs is a lifetime membership to a dental office. In the end, I feel bad for all those engineering and science schools that he isn't going to, but those engineers need great business people around them too.
Mr. McQueen was one of the first coaches that saw me for my passion and skill and not my size. I learned a lot about the game of baseball from him. He also helped me become a more independent person who could accurately assess a situation and react accordingly.
I've known Colin Holt since he was in middle school. I was his teacher and his coach back then, and since then I've had the privilege of being able to step back and really watch him grow and succeed through his high school career here. He's really a tremendous young man, and he's accomplished a whole heck of a lot, but I think he's bound to do a whole lot more with his life as well. I think driven is a tremendous adjective to describe Colin, but I really think it's an understatement as well. He's done some great things here, and like I said, keep grinding, keep doing the great things that you are bound to do, and take a moment every once in a while, enjoy the fruits of your labor, because you deserve it, man. Great job.
I've had Miss Galino as a teacher for the past 3 years. She's always pushed me to be a better student and always has a positive attitude. My time at Sanborn wouldn't have been the same without her.
Hi everyone, I'm Miss Galino, and I'm talking about Eliza today. She is a wonderful student. She reminds me every day that students are caring and genuine and hardworking. I still remember when she was applying for NHS because she is such a role model here at Sanborn and she does so much for the community. And I can remember she came to me with her application and was worried that she wasn't doing enough and worried that she wasn't a leader. And I see her as a leader every day in the classroom. She is a role model, and I think that she acts like a leader and people should follow her example. One story I have about Eliza that I think really says who she is she's a really big runner, and it was last year right in between winter track and spring track. It was kind of a crummy day. It was raining, it was gray, it was sleeting, and she was out in the parking lot running when I was leaving for the day. And I was just thinking I wanted to be at home drinking cocoa, and she was out in the parking lot running. So I think that really says who she is as a student. She's motivated and unflappable. And quite honestly, I think about that day and Eliza running in the parking lot, and often it motivates me if I'm having a hard day. So she has made as much of an impact on me as I have made on her.
I first had Miss Petratus for sophomore English, and she has been one of my most influential teachers. She has always been someone that I can turn to when I need to talk about something, whether it's personal or political or just small talk. She has taught me so many things over the 3 years I've known her, and I am extremely thankful.
So when I think of Lauren Lansing, I always think of the phrase, as cliche as it sounds, everything happens for a reason. Because the first time I met Lauren, she was actually a little 5-year-old in dance class because I was her teacher assistant. So things I noticed about her right away. She was sensitive, she was straightforward, and she was very expressive. And you would never see a 5-year-old that was so tiny have such a loud voice and know exactly what she wanted. And this was something that I really liked about her. So fast forward to sophomore year, Lauren's in my class, and I realized that, and naturally I embarrassed her about her little penguin costume I saw her in that year when she was 5, which I'm sure she didn't appreciate. However, as I got to know Lauren as a student, I saw she has all of these same qualities, but they've changed a bit. So from being sensitive, I saw how compassionate she was towards her peers, towards other people in general, and it stood out. She had a lot of empathy for people. She was very sure of herself, and she was very expressive because of that. And she knew exactly what she wanted. She knew that if she saw an injustice happening, if she had to stand up for something, she was going to do it, even if it made her uncomfortable. And how straightforward she is. And specifically with Lauren being straightforward, she's become such a leader. She knows what her goals are. She knows that she has a message to give, and she does exactly that. So in her senior year, I'm not her teacher anymore, but she still comes and visits. We actually had an ELO last year where she worked on different types of writing, and she was so open about all the different things that she hadn't learned yet, and always wanting to learn more, and always wanting to kind of understand more, express more. So I have seen Lauren grow up in a lot of ways, and it's been really amazing to see all the ways that she's changed, and I look forward to see all the ways she continues to grow.
Doc has been my teacher for the past 3 years, and in that time he has helped me realize my interest in math and science. He has always made my class enjoyable, easy to follow, and encouraged me to do my best.
Hello, it's me again. I'm talking about Luke LeBlanc this time. Luke is another 3-peat customer of mine. Well, maybe it's a 4-peat, because he does have the double period AP Calculus class. Actually, it might be a 5-peat, because he's got an engineering ELO with me this year with Ms. Alley. Luke has had to overcome a bunch of adversity, He has all those sisters who forced him to play hockey, and his dad was on the school board. Despite all of that, and despite wearing hockey gear during baseball season, he still has the energy to work with Kashif and the rest of his crew during class. And if he needs the energy, he can always find a chocolate chip Cliff Bar to munch on. Luke isn't a loud kid, and I'm okay with that. His actions speak louder than he needs to. It's been great to know him as he grows up from little Lukey to, he's almost ready to head off to college. Let's hope he finds a study group that is as good as he has here in class. And before he graduates, I have to get him to sign his team card from when he was the world champion in 1994. Thanks, Lukey.
Dr. Young helped me achieve my high school dream of learning calculus. He made learning a very difficult subject fun and interesting.
Surprise! Me again, Tim Young from the high school, and I'm here to talk about Noah Marsh. I've known Noah for 2 years now in physics and AP calculus. Neither one is an easy class, and both are hopefully setting up Noah for a college education in meteorology. Last year, I actually had 2 students named Noah, so pretty soon I will have known 2 Noahs before they went off to Science-y college. That's pretty cool. I currently have 2 10th grade students who are trying to leap forward in their math courses, and one of them is friends with Noah. In that friendship, the younger student was able to look up to Noah as an AP Calculus student and make the decision to forge ahead. Thank you, Noah, for providing that for Matt. Noah, in the future, when you are working as a meteorologist, I hope that you can look back fondly at our class when we studied vectors and slope fields. You have a knack for asking good questions. Don't stop doing that.
I've learned the most from Mr. Cass because he challenged me to think harder and go deeper with my work. That says a lot considering English is my least favorite subject. I feel that he has prepared me for college because he knows what his students are capable of.
I've had Elizabeth McClellan in English class in sophomore year, and now I have her in AP English Language and Comp, and she's such a cool student. I'm so glad to have her. And she's changed and grown a lot. When I had her as a sophomore, she was sort of quiet, a little reserved, sort of was a little hesitant sometimes, and now she's like, she knows what she needs to do, she asks for feedback. She is that active student that everybody wants in class. She's been kicking butt and taking names with all of the rhetorical analysis and argument and all the other stuff we do. It's a really tough class, and she steps up to all of it, and really impresses me to see her do that work. I love her attitude. She's always got a smile on her face. She's willing to laugh at herself sometimes and enjoy it all, and I know that's going to be a major asset with her moving forward, especially since she wants to be an accountant, which sounds so dreadfully boring, but I know she'll pull it off with grace and enthusiasm. And just one note, by the time you see this you may have taken the AP exams, but for future reference, spelling, people, P-E-O-P-L-E, not P-O-O-P. Just want you to work on that.
Ms. Parnuti teaches my pre-engineering class at SST and has always been one of the most valuable parts of my path towards engineering. She has been there to assist in both the narrowing of my major and the college search. This is all on top of always having a fun and positive learning environment during the school day.
Hi, I would like to thank Dylan McManus for choosing me as an impactful and influential adult in his life. I am truly honored. I would also like to thank the Sanborn High School community for including me in this event. Dylan has been my student for the past 2 years in the pre-engineering program at SST. He's quite an unusual student. From the very first day I met him, Dylan knew who he was and who he was going to be. He had a clear path in his mind for his education, and he was prepared to work hard and achieve his goals, which led him all the way to Clarkson University. What I think the most about Dylan was that he constantly challenged himself and all of us, me included. He challenged us all on a daily basis, and because of his participation, we managed to expand our understanding of what engineers are and what they can do. Dylan has a very unique energy. He's passionate, optimistic, and endlessly creative. And I see great things in your future, Dylan. Enjoy the day and have fun. Bye-bye.
Miss Wheeler is the Southern Belle of Sanborn, and she brings a whole new outlook on teaching. I had Miss Wheeler for physical science and chemistry, and to this day, those have been a few of my favorite classes. She's helped me by being a helpful, kind, and understanding teacher that loves what she teaches and is excited to spread the knowledge she has. Thank you for everything you've taught me.
So how to describe John MC. So John was a freshman in my physical science class when he first came to Sanborn, and one of the very first assignments that we gave to the class was to work in groups to figure out a way on their own to calculate the volume of the classroom and to take into account like all the cabinets and all the benches and all the desks and all the books. So all of the other classes, it took them 3 or 4 class periods because they argued over who was going to do what, and they tried to figure out, they ended up working in small groups. John organized the entire class. He gave everybody a job. Everybody was on board because he was so enthusiastic. He totally pulled collaboration into the game. It was such an example of the kind of student that I have observed him to be over the 4 years he's been at Sanborn, where he used his ability to think creatively, his ability to collaborate, his ability to problem solve, and his leadership skills to pull a whole team together. And they got the volume of the classroom in 1 class period, which was awesome in and of itself. But it also really speaks to what I've seen John do the years that he's been here. He is a leader. He makes kids and and staff feel enthusiastic about the things that really cultivate Sanborn pride, and we're really going to miss him when he's gone.
If you didn't know, Mr. Giulici is extremely talented in everything he does and always aims for perfection. Mr. Giulici has taught me to pay attention to the little details in life and how to work hard even when nobody's watching. Because of his display of hard work, he has raised the bar for me in terms of the standards that I should hold myself accountable to.
Oh, Ian Messina, before I even start making this video, I'm already professionally embarrassed because I know that no matter how many cool camera angles I use or backgrounds I put in or wicked transitions or how many beds I lay on this track, you're gonna think to yourself, geez, I could have done a better job. You know you're doing that right now. That's what I love about you. You found a passion early in your high school career and you just attacked it. You knew what you wanted and you went out and got it, to the point where you actually graduated from high school early so you could start your career. For whatever role I played in that, however small, I am professionally grateful because it's kids like you that make me want to teach, that make me want to stay here at Sanborn. I would wish you luck in the future, but you don't really need luck, and I would wish you success, but heck, you're already having it. So all I can wish you is the best, and all I can do is thank you for adding to my life here at Sanborn.
I've had English with Miss Petratus 3 out of my 4 years here at Sanborn, and in that time she has left a lasting impact on both my education and general well-being. She has created a perfect learning environment for me and has always given me positive guidance.
So the word that comes to mind when I think of Kylie Morrill is passion. I would even venture to say fierce passion. When I first met her as a sophomore, she seemed so beyond her years. I would have never known she was that age had I not been her teacher. She seemed to have an understanding of the world that her peers did not, and kind of a scope and perspective on things that was just so full of wisdom and full of open-mindedness. And that stood out to me immediately. She, I think, underestimated herself though at first, and so when I had her in junior honors, she really, I think, stepped into a role that felt much more natural to her. You know, having discussions about topics that mattered, and you know, having a voice in those matters. And I think I've really seen Kylie start to harness that passion for things that she wants to change in the world and things that she wants to do. And she wants to do so many things. And she has kind of so many different venues of how she wants to do them. She's incredibly ambitious. And again, I think she still does underestimate herself, and I know that she's grown a lot in understanding what she's capable of, and that makes me happy because I've always seen what she's capable of and hope that she can too. Beyond Sanborn, I'm thrilled for Kylie, and I'm thrilled for anyone who gets to be part of her life. I hope that she knows for as much as I've taught her, she has taught me just as much, if not more.
Miss Hayes encouraged me to become a better person during my time in her class. She holds a genuine interest and passion for math and wants to pass that down to all of her students. She's always willing to talk things through and give helpful advice.
So I want to wish Nicole Pitts good luck. I think she will be doing a wonderful job as she progresses at the university next year, and I wish you all the best of luck with softball as well. You've been an amazing student to have. I've had you for 2 years. Nicole is an outgoing, friendly, thoroughly investigative type of student, and it's just been an absolute joy to have her in class. I wish you all the best of luck, and congratulations on graduating.
Miss Ellie has been my coach and teacher throughout my 4 years at Sanborn. She is always inspiring me and all the other students to be their best.
Maggie's one of the first people that I met when I came here 4 years ago as a member of my JV soccer team. She in practice, in tryouts, was very meek, mild, quiet, but I soon got to know the real Maggie as we progressed into our games, the aggressive, tenacious, and leader that she really is. Maggie led our team in the goalie position. She worked hard, she's very aggressive, she's very competitive. And then I got to know Maggie some more during basketball and then watch her grow as a softball player. It's been nice the last couple of years to have Maggie also in the classroom. She's hardworking. She has been a crucial member to our yearbook team of putting together our yearbook and our senior video that will be presented here in a couple of months. Maggie's a joy to work with. She's very goal-oriented, and I can't wait to see what she does in the future.
Truthfully, at first I didn't get along with Miss Petruzzi. However, I began to realize that she was one of the only teachers I've ever had that truly recognized what I was capable of. And even when I wanted to give up, she never once let me. Instead, she was always there to remind me that I had it in me to succeed, and because of that, I am forever grateful.
Morgan is a goal-focused individual and is very self-motivated. Science has not been her favorite subject, but she appreciates the value of being able to learn, analyze, and think outside the box. Her strong math skills have allowed her to be successful in chemistry. I am impressed by her ability to self-advocate and follow her ambitions. Morgan has placed at DECA competitions in her marketing technology field. She got a jump start in the college search as a junior and has a very high-reaching goals as she plans to earn her bachelor's at an accelerated rate before moving on to her master's while studying abroad. Morgan is adventurous in her pursuit of learning and her pursuit of life. Good luck, Morgan.
My grandmother has always been there to support me in my extracurricular activities. She was always willing to give me a ride to and from track practices whenever I needed one before I had my license. At the beginning of every track season, my grandparents always ask for the meet schedule so they can come to my meets, and I can usually depend on seeing them at the closer meets.
Megan, my darling, we recall so many wonderful things about you that we're proud of. We are pleased with the young adult which you have become. We are so proud of your accomplishments, both athletic and academic. I admire your kind and caring ways, the methodical way that you think things through, your even temperament, and your keen interest in learning. Your loving and respectful ways with family and friends. It is also admirable that you are not afraid to stand up for what you believe in. And something that many people probably do not know, which is a testament to you and your family, that you have all together hiked all 48 of the 4,000-foot mountains of New Hampshire. Quite an accomplishment. We look forward to your success in college and beyond. We love you and wish you the very best.
Coach Gray has been my coach for my whole high school basketball career. He's not only been a great coach, but he has been a great mentor to me and my teammates. He works tirelessly reviewing film and creating new plays to make our team more diverse and better than our opponents.
It's my honor to speak to you tonight about Skylar Schibel, a player I've known for quite a long time. She's been in the basketball program and has really been a staple for our success. One of the reasons for that I've observed, and I think it's one of the reasons why she's also sitting here tonight, is because of her ability to be so goal-driven. When she puts her mind to something, she is a force to be reckoned with. I've told her before she can move mountains, and I've seen that a lot within our basketball program. She has an amazing career as a basketball player here because she's only lost 9 games, including a couple undefeated seasons. And it really comes down to the fact that she is a competitor. She is someone that wants to win, and she will work with her teammates. She will push her teammates in order to get there. It's also something I think she does in the classroom. She is constantly pushing herself to be great at what she does. Something that I notice, I always sticks in my head, is that I went to observe a class and I saw Skylar sitting over in the corner. She was doing 3 different assignments, you could tell by looking at her screen. And the teacher called on her and she raised her hand and gave an answer and kept going. She just has that ability to drive herself to be successful. And Skyla is really a force to be reckoned with. She is scary when she wants to get something done. And it's always helpful to be on her team. And I would hate to have to have played against her. So I'm glad that she played for Sanborn, and she'll be certainly missed next year.
Miss Kelly takes the time to create strong relationships with all of our students, which shows that she cares about us as people. She is always interested in what she teaches and is willing to adapt to the changes of science. Miss Kelly has expanded my knowledge and interest in the STEM field, and I greatly appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Carolyn Kelly, and I'm the biotechnology teacher at the Seacoast School of Technology. I was so surprised and honored to hear that Renee St. Marie asked me to join her tonight on this special occasion. Thank you, Renee, for including me tonight. It's my privilege to be here and to tell everyone a little bit about you. So like all of my students, Renee and I shared an interest in science. But on the first day I ever met Renee, it was apparent that we also shared an appreciation of this guy. 1 second. Oh, nope, not this guy. This guy. Nope, not Space Ghost. 1 second. Yeah, this guy. Like Batman, Renee is super too, and both are scientists. But Renee is a true real-life scientist, as she has all the qualities of a successful one. She is a thinker who approaches everything she does in a well-thought-out manner. She is incredibly observant and listens with intent. Renee cares. She cares about others, about making the world a better place. She is supportive of all those around her, enabling her peers to grow and to be successful too. She encourages other people's success, which ultimately serves to broaden her own sphere of influence. She has insight that is unique and so rare, and she is independent and has such an approachable nature. People are drawn to her goodness and learn so much from her. And on top of all this, she has a quiet grace about her, an excellent taste in shoes, and of course, superheroes. As anyone who knows Renee will tell you, we're lucky to have her in our lives. Oh, I know you're not supposed to eat in the lab, but there happens to be a fortune cookie here. Let's see. You know Renee. Yes, I do, and I'm so fortunate. And I know you'll be a success, Renee, and I can't wait to see what you'll do with all of your talents.
Mr. Cass has helped shape me into the creative writing and English nerd that I am today. I've learned a lot of skills from him that I intend to use beyond my years at Sanborn, and I really appreciate all of his help that he's given me through the years.
Gabby Studley is amazing. She is so talented, yet so humble. You can hardly tell that she has all these great things going on under the surface. I've had her for 2 classes of creative writing, and it is such a pleasure to have her in there. Whether you know it or not, she simultaneously has like 3 or 4 fictional worlds going on inside of her head. And when she writes, it's like she just dove into one of them and takes off with it. It's so much fun to read her stuff and hear her writing and see her get excited about what she loves. As a sophomore, I remember her being a little shy, a little quiet. She still was a very talented writer. But now that I have her as a senior, she's just loud and proud and in control. She is the exact student that you want in there, who's willing to share her work, give feedback, use all of it to make her work as good as it can be, and it's just a pleasure to have her there. Moving forward, I can't wait to see what Gabby does after Sanborn. She's got so much talent and so much drive, and she's so smart, and I'm just excited to see what she can do with all of it. And as I told her, if I see you behind a counter somewhere in 10 years, I'm going to kick you and make you go out and do amazing things somewhere else. So, Gabby, I know it's going to be great. It's been a pleasure having you in class, and I look forward to seeing you in the future.
Miss Lang encouraged me to push myself to take risks to reach a higher potential. I look forward to the impact these skills will have on my success throughout my life.
Hey Nicole. Boy, this is an honor and a surprise for me to be speaking about you tonight at this honors senior banquet. You are a very quiet, reserved, humble student athlete who doesn't need a lot of accolades or be center of attention for people to notice you. You have truly led by example, and you show the person you are and want to be. You know what hard work, dedication, and commitment are because you have strived to be the very best that you can be throughout your 4 years here at Sanborn. As a teacher and coach, I am always excited and amazed to see or to have these opportunities to see our student athletes' progressions throughout their 4 years of high school. It is now your time to move on and begin your new chapter in your life. I have no doubt that you will be successful in the future, in your future endeavors. If there is one word of advice to give to you, don't ever be afraid to speak your mind because you are a very bright, talented student athlete who has a lot to offer to others. So speak up. I wish you the very best. Again, Nicole, thank you.
Scott has always been a positive role model who is able to brighten anyone's day. He is respected by everyone and is just someone who I find very easy to look up to. Not to mention that he is a very fun person to play basketball with.
Zach Thomas. I've gotten to know Zach pretty well over the past few years through indoor and outdoor track. And he's just a great kid to have on the team, a great kid to be around. He shows up at practice every day with this great enthusiasm and is always doing or saying something to make the coaches and his teammates laugh. He's done a few things over the years that have frustrated me or aggravated me, like the time that he answered his cell phone during the middle of a 4x4 race. But aside from that, he's been a great kid. He started off as a sprinter and a hurdler, and those didn't really work out for him. In the past couple years has really committed himself to pole vault and has found his niche and has just really exceeded our expectations through that. So congratulations, Zach. Best of luck, and may the force be with you.